You know something that is so sick? Don't you also feel like that? Sometimes you are feeling so blissful for the opportunities you have in life and for the potential you carry within yourself. And some other times you're feeling like shit. You're comparing yourself to others. You are looking down at yourself. You are unsure about what you're here to do. Isn't this fascinating how at some point life feels great and you are the same person living that as you are the same person that lives the other side of the story when life sucks? What is the difference? If the person is the same, and if you could choose, you would probably feel great and feel inspired all of the time, what is the difference? This is fascinating to me because we think we can control a lot of things, but a lot of things, a lot of results, they're simply consequence of certain inputs. As for example, if you are able to balance out your physiology, your sleeping and waking up times, your current thoughts, your habits, your behaviors, if you're able to have a coherent overall life, you will get more and more of those blissful moments. If you are progressing in life, you get more and more of those blissful moments. If you are feeling stuck, or if you, for instance, drink too much in the weekend, or smoke too much, or do something that you don't internally agree with, you will start to damage your own existence. You will start to do harm to your own self. And as a consequence of that, you will have worse perspectives. You will have worse opinions and worse ideas, and you will be more reactive. And then you will try to control your reactiveness. You will try to control your internal state from a state of confusion and lack. So really the only difference from a situation that is hard and challenging, but you confront it with optimism and with a beginner's like mind, someone trying to learn and to solve things and to be comprehensive and to fight when fighting is needed, but someone that is not crumbling, someone that's not falling apart in front of the stress. And when you face a situation and you simply go parabolic and you are too stressed and you are foggy in your mind and you are unclear on how you should approach or even what you should do to just survive that situation, the only difference is your level of self-coherence, your level of self-management. So think about a bucket and think about a fire outside of this bucket. If you have enough water in your bucket, you could just drop a lot of water, put down the fire, and you will still have some water in your bucket. That bucket is yourself. That bucket is your internal state. Now, if the fire is happening and your bucket is half empty and you throw all of your water onto the fire and the fire is still going, what else are you supposed to do? You panic. You have to blow the fire and the fire gets bigger. You have to look for other people's buckets to turn down the fire that you created or the fire that you are responsible for, and therefore you burn. Therefore you burn out. So this is really empowering if you think about it through this lens, because if you think about it, this really means that you don't need to be dependent on anyone for your own contentment, for your own regulation. This means that throughout consistent action, consistent output, and consistent input, you can create a state of being that is self-sufficient and that actually overflows into other people, that is able to generate clarity for other people, that is able to treat other people in a better way. The way to do that is actually quite simple, but also very challenging. You must live accordingly to your own self. You must live in an authentic way. And you must do it for long enough time that you are able to create rhythm. And through rhythm, Your body will adapt, your face will change, your personality will harden, and your presence will deepen. And through that, you will actually be able to sustain a level of overflow, a bucket full of water, right? I even get the goosebumps saying that, because once you live an authored life, once you live a life that is true to you, things simply start happening. You meet new people, you get a referral, you get an opportunity, you get a new job, and this is all because you are doing something that is true to you. Keep in mind, and this is the last but very important message of this video, it doesn't matter where you are, man. It doesn't matter where you are. All that matters is where you're heading to. It doesn't matter if reality currently is shit. You gotta figure out a way to make it through it. And you've got to point your vector, your forward momentum towards a reality that you deem good, towards a reality that is good to you. If you're able to do that, you are able to sustain action through a long enough period of time to overcome whatever hardship you're facing right now, and to actually unlock a reality that is blissful. And if you know you are moving to a great place, then you are extra motivated to face your current reality. But you gotta be sure. You gotta be sure of where you're heading to. You gotta have this internal certainty, which must overpower the external uncertainty, the external circumstances. Once your internal world overpowers the external circumstances, once you can hold the vision and the belief for long enough and for deep enough in your internal state, in your internal world, in your thoughts, in your emotions, in your state of being, then this will actually transfer to your actions and behaviors, which will transfer to how your reality, quote unquote, manifests itself. So you gotta have that vision, and your orientation must be correct. And if you can do that, you can disregard your current reality and you can simply focus on what's coming next. Granted, this might take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to have your reality actually changed. You may have to endure a lot of suffering, especially if you haven't done the work for a long time, especially if you're starting just now. But here's the good news, man. This is your life. This is what you're here to do. There's nothing else that you should be doing besides authoring your own reality, authoring your own life, finding out your identity and pulling the right levers to become who we're here to become, who you are meant to be. And this will make you feel more alive than anything else, than any girl might ever make you feel, than any party, than any drinking fast forward, anything. This is what you're here to do, is to feel alive, to be authentic, and to author your life. This is my opinion, of course. If you want to do something different, you can. But I believe that when a person is authentically themselves and they express that to the world, regardless of how this expression takes form, this person gets closer and closer to their best version.